All right, we're back at the Sportatorium. It is going to be Bullman Downs teaming with Killer Tim Brooks as we've got an old-fashioned roughhouse team led by the Honorable Armand Hussein, entrepreneur, manager, and a former great wrestling star himself.
That's right. Once billed himself as the only H in H&H, Mark. The Honorable Armand Hussein. Boy, I haven't seen him in a long, long time.
He's been around the world in South America and is back now putting together this roughhouse team as they go.
I'll tell you what bothers me, Mark. We talked about at the onslaught about this thing about Eric Embry and Gary Young. You know, we had the problem of the unscheduled haircut. We've had the problem with Young wearing the dress. Last night, right here in this very ring, Young got an unscheduled haircut, or a little piece of one, courtesy of Eric Embry. With both these guys on the card, I mean, I'll tell you, I'm still wondering what's going to happen. We've gotten this far, luckily, I guess. Mark, it bothers me. I keep waiting for something to erupt.
Not only what's going to happen, but when is it going to happen?
Yeah.
And who's going to do what?
That's exactly what I mean. I mean, each time that there's a match in the ring, I'm looking over my shoulder because you don't know these two guys. They don't have to be anybody in the ring for them to get involved. They can start in the parking lot. He can start anywhere. Well, keep it in mind. I want to welcome our friends from Cub Scout Pack 552 at St. Augustine's Catholic Church down in Pleasant Grove. They've got a group with us today. Also, there's a group from the Dallas Rehab, the Dallas Rehab Colts. It's a wheelchair basketball team. Rehab Center does a lot of work with folks with disabilities, teaching them to cope with life's daily traumas with disabilities. They're great folks that deserve your support.
Killer Tim Brooks of Motorcycle Gangs.
Something, Deucey. I had the utmost respect for you, but I don't respect you no more. You've gotten rich and you become the promoter, and you refuse to give the Honorable One a contract in this country. But I've been in my lawyer's office all day and all last week, and you're going to hear more when we go to court.
Oh, that's what I need to hear. Not only do I have General Skandor Akbar, but I've got Armand Hussein in the other ear. Oh, great.
I was just talking about Killer Brooks and now his teammate Bullman Downs. There really isn't anything you can say that is bad enough that you can get away with on television to describe the lifestyle of these two guys. Very dangerous individuals, and they've got young David Hinkel in a hammerlock in the center of the ring now.
Actually, Mark, if they get a camera shot on it, that's an old-style double wrist lock, which you don't see very often. See how he's got it hooked in? He's got his own arm barred. That's an old-style double wrist lock. I haven't seen that used. That was made famous by John Piesek back in the 20s and 30s. The Deucics, my dad and his brothers, all used it. It was used by Thez. It was used by them all at one time or another. One of the great control moves. The police forces use them as a control move to this day.
I want to tell you something else, Deucey. You haven't heard the last of me. Killer Brooks and I are going to give you the West beat the other guy. You want to put on your wrestling trunks and get back in the ring. You still a wrestler, you know. You still a wrestler. You still a wrestler. You still a wrestler.
We may have a standoff here between the Honorable Hussein and Frank Deucic. Back in the ring, it is Bullman Downs on David Hinkel continuing. Frank, I apologize for that interruption. What otherwise is a pretty good match.
No comment about Hussein. Meanwhile, Bullman Downs, I was going to say earlier before we were so rudely interrupted, I saw a training session one time with Brooks and this Bullman Downs. This kid's an incredible specimen, Mark. They take him out every day. He begins his workout with Brooks with a 4-mile run that includes a torturous hill. He's put this young boy through the ringer. Brooks riding alongside on his motorcycle. It's really comical to watch, but he has worked this young boy hard and taught him well. Brooks, of course, Hussein on the outside. That's an added advantage. Brooks, an old ring veteran, Mark. He knows as much about this sport as any man alive.
Brooks, of course, made a fortune very unscrupulously when he ripped off Percy Pringle just about a year ago now. Has been out, had a lot of money at his leisure, but has come back now and has brought in a teammate here, and they are really going to be rough and a force to be reckoned with.
They truly are. You notice there, of course, Armand Hussein in control on the outside. Once again, you see that very, very cocky attitude. Not a good tag team.
The worst beat he ever got in his life.
Not what I would call great tag team wrestling, Mark. They very cockily allowed the tag, which normally would be a mistake. But I think Brooks in control. Of course, Hussein on the outside with the whistle. Brooks in control in the ring. He knows when they can allow a tag and when they can't. They know when they can allow a tag and when they can't. I think Bullman Downs and Killer Tim Brooks have this match under control at this moment.
Tag is made for Brooks, who will come in and continue on Dwayne Meadors.
You notice, Mark, the difference here, too. Meadors and Hinkel have tagged once in the entire match. That must be, what, the 15th tag between Brooks and Downs? That's the difference in good tag team wrestling right there.
Brooks now with a wrist lock, turning the arm around as Hussein basks in the glory with a great big grin and big smile, pleased with the success of his team.
Brooks got that arm barred. This could be dangerous. Look at this. Oh, slammed him down hard on the arm. What do you want?
How does it feel to be rich, Dusek? How does it feel to be a rich man and don't have to wrestle for your life no more? You've gotten rich and you're the promoter. You think you're on top of the world. But one day I'll be sitting in a promoter's chair. Just you watch and see, Dusek. You don't have to fight no more because you're rich. And that goes for that low-life Mike Lawrence, your partner here, too. He's just ugly as no lad as you are.
You want to sit in the promoter's chair, just come down on a Wednesday. There's nobody here.
Killer Brooks now with Dwayne Meadors over along the rope. Brooks is going to pick him up awfully close to the rope.
Oh, did you see what he did? I don't think I've ever seen that, Mark. He dropped his arm across that turnbuckle, or across that rope, trying to separate that shoulder. I want to say happy 9th birthday to Tracy Martin, by the way.
Meadors back in with Bullman Downs. I don't know much about his background, but anytime you associate with Killer Brooks, you know you're a pretty seedy character.
Well, you know, that's what you call, I guess, guilt by association, Mark. I don't know. I don't know much about it other than I have seen Brooks' training methods with him. His idea of weightlifting, Brooks had him out there on the farm moving rocks, which is, it's a different style of training. He doesn't get the pretty body of a Kerry Von Erich or, say, a Jeff Jarrett, but you do build that raw strength like the Samoans have and like this Downs obviously has.
Here comes Brooks, who needs no special gimmicks, no fancy footwork, no wild wardrobe. He's just plain mean.
And been around the cup looking for the handle more times and further around the cup, I should say, looking for the handle than most people ever go in their life, Mark. At Brooks, he knows his way around. While we've got just a second, I'll remind everybody, if you're here next Saturday morning, you got to be in the Sportatorium for the TV taping. They're giving away a 7-day cruise. They're giving away a 7-day cruise to a 7-day trip to Padre Vista, which is a beautiful resort down on South Padre Island. Courtesy of world-class wrestling, includes round-trip airfare for 2 on Southwest Airlines. The only restrictions are you have to be in the Sportatorium on Saturday morning to win it, and you got to be 18 years old. They're signing up for it right now.
Do I have a chance to win that?
Oh, you and Little Boy Blue, you might win the pony. You never know.
Here's Brooks picking up Dwayne Meadors now. From behind, he's got the mouth opened up like a horse's bit.
You notice Brooks in control, him and Hussein. When he tagged in, then I caught Brooks telling Meadors what to do. Go back to the arm. He said, go back to the arm. And that's just what Bullman Downs does. He goes right back in on that arm. And got it barred up high, Mark. Pressure heavy on that shoulder.
Kevin Von Erich will be out shortly for an important match. So will Jimmy Jack Funk. We've got our big 6-man main event, as Wild Will Irwin, Brickhouse Brown, and Cowboy Falk will go against the exciting team of Iceman Parson, Gorgeous Gary Young, and Cactus Jack Manson.
Boy, I'm going to tell you what, that's one that's going to that may erupt into a war. That's one of the ones that worries me right there.
And that is your TV main event tonight here on Channel 11. Don't go away.
Also, Mark, next Friday night, in addition to the 8 great matches you talked about, Kerry Von Erich against the Master of Pain, the SST against Irwin and Jarrett, and we've run down this amazing card that's here. There's also going to be an autograph session in the Sportatorium. You folks have been asking for it here in Dallas. It's coming back to you next Friday night. Be in the building at 7:30 because we'll have the wrestlers down here to sign autographs for you.
Brooks with a drive as Meadors now, as he reels, will tag Mr. Hinkel.
Another very, very cocky move on the part of Killer Tim Brooks. As young Dwayne Meadors fires up a little bit, Brooks, though, takes control. Oh, Meadors unceremoniously driven into a boot. Hits his trash compactor across the head. There's the cover, the hook of the legs. Both legs, it's over, Tim.
1, 2, 3. Killer Brooks has been a rough and impressive winner here with Bullman Down.
Your winner, ladies and gentlemen, Bullman Down and Killer Tim Brooks. Did you see that little headbutt right at the finish between the two of them? I tell you what, these guys here, I think they've been living together too long, Mark.
And Hussein knows where the television cameras are. He makes sure that his stars glow here in the limelight. All right, now we want to take an opportunity to take a look at an important videotape. Eric Henry and Jeff Jarrett against Cactus Jack Manson and Gorgeous Gary Young.